stage. We're going to begin in just a couple minutes. Once again, if we could have all of you lovely people, thank you so much for coming out. If we could have all of you grab a drink, grab some chips, grab a high five of our friend, and come on over to the stage. We're about to kick this off. Meta Monday, baby. I'm Brayden Dave. We got B. Davies. We got Harris and Hyatt Global coming up in just a couple minutes. So sit down, relax, hang in there. We're about to get this party started. Here we go. Oh yeah, all right, hon. We just need a minute right now to like absorb this song, right? So everyone just vibe with this. This is the Meta Monday song. Tilla, give it up.
Okay, that was amazing. That was our new theme song, produced, written, created by Television. We will also be performing later tonight with Brayden and Dave. So, dynamic duo, lucky y'all. And soon we're gonna have my co-host Paris join us. But my name is B. Davies, one of the hosts of Meta Monday and founder of Holland Global Media, an innovative media production company specializing in film, fashion, and events. So we started this event about 7 months ago. This is our 7th Meta Monday, so that we could create community around all of our projects and connect with like-minded folks who want to create and explore the metaverse. So pat on your back for coming out tonight. I know it's a Monday in LA and it's a tech event, so, you know, good for you. Clap for yourself. And now we have Paris, like I said, my co-host of Meta Monday and our CTO at Holland Global Media. Also, shout out to Catrice Ray, who is filling in at the bar tonight. She's also one of our producers of the event, and a phenomenal entrepreneur in the Web3 space, as well as artist. And joining us tonight, we have a fantastic panel for the Musicverse. Every month, we have a different theme surrounding Meta Monday, and we invite artists as well as entrepreneurs who are experts in that theme to the stage. So, starting with Joey Lee of Pixel Canvas on your left, and then we have Karen Allen from Infinite Album, and last but definitely not least, we have Brayden Pierce from Soundromeda. What a dramatic name it fits. I love it. We are the drama tonight on Meta Monday.
Let's go.
Awesome, and also shout out to Brayden Dave, who's going to be DJing later, and Television, who've been our tech support for tonight. It takes a village to run the metaverse, and humans, including Manny, who's the space manager, as well as does so many things for Famecast. And thanks to them for letting us use the space each month. We're going to do a demo from Rex Wong, who owns a space and also has his own AI company called Holland. And they are a super high-level chatbot as well as AI talent platform. So we'll get into that later, but let's get into the Musicverse now. All right, so going back to Joey Lee, the CEO and founder of Pixel Canvas, a platform for building amazing, like hair in my mouth, but I also need to talk. Amazing high-fidelity metaverses with 3D experiences using Unreal Engine, my favorite engine. And they've worked with amazing brands and artists such as Paul Oakenfold, LG, Warner Media, and even Wu-Tang Clan. Oh my gosh, no one, it's not like we're live streaming this. So nervous. And right next to him, we've got Karen Allen. We're just doing intros again. I really want you to learn these names. CEO, co-founder of Infinite Album. What is that? Who is she? Well, she's been working in music and entertainment for over 20 years and is now the CEO and co-founder of Infinite Album. Their platform generates an infinite stream of AI-generated music for gamers and live streamers, so all y'all watching on Twitch at home, pay attention. Video games and metaverse streamers that is copyright safe and game reactive, so their content won't get flagged. It has some other cool features that we'll get into later as well. And Brayden, CEO and co-founder of Soundromeda, also been in music for 20 years, 10 years in marketing, and 7 years in Web3, has created this wonderful metaverse gaming platform designed for music specifically, where artists can transform their songs into song worlds with AAA visuals using Soundromeda's proprietary AI process. Good for you, proprietary process. Say that more than once. Even just say that once, that was hard for me. He also hosts a pretty sick party called Moon Party, which is how we met. We both have artwork on the moon. Different topic, different day. But think about that one, let that sink in. But the party is a series that premiered at Art Basel last year and has events coming up in New York City and the Great Pyramids in 2025. Okay, let's go to Egypt, y'all. Or at least I'll be there in avatar form. Alright, so rolling back to Joey, Pixel Canvas, take notes. Let's see, rather than hear, what that's all about. Can we roll the clip? Do we have sound? Just listen to the voices in your head, or is that just me?
I could voice over it if you want to just play.
Yes! Oh my god.
Yeah, let's do
Perfect.
that. Let's do that.
You're so lucky.
So yeah, here you go. It's actually better if I describe in real time what you're seeing. So this is downtown LA.
Okay, now be quiet. Okay.
So Future Factory, another venue where Oakenfold performed live last year at NOTLA's closing party. This is the film, the volume measure capture of Oakenfold. We had him perform and scan his performance, where you can go into Pixel Canvas, our platform, that is real time. You can run around with your avatars, watch his performance with your friends online, multiplayer. But then, on site, we had about 800 people dancing with Oakenfold performing in front of his metahuman. So that night, we really combined the offline experience in real life with the online experience, where anybody in the world can join in and tune in and watch this online together. So really, our tagline is combining the IRL and the URL together. So all three experiences in one single experience night.
Sounds like we need to collab.
That's what we're,
That's why
absolutely.
we're here.
Yeah.
It's a network.
Yep.
It's a collab. Okay, amazing. We'll have some questions for you. I was gonna say coming up, but I mean right now. Terrence, go ahead. Ask the questions.
Okay, so with this and like some of your other projects, like what was the inspiration and starting point to like create Pixel Canvas?
So it actually, Pixel Canvas started as a VR game studio first. We created a horror game that is, it was on Steam.
What's the game?
Reiko's Fragments. It's actually at 2-Bit Circus, if anybody's ever been down there. Yeah, so unfortunately I think they're temporarily closed, but we had a room permanently in the back where it's almost like a asymmetric game where you can scare your friends from your phones. All the jump scares are controlled by your friends. So it's a great way to torture your friends. You can play it as a party over and over. Yeah. However, that's not the main business now. COVID kind of canceled all physical events overnight. That's when I took that, during 2020, pivoted my team to start doing virtual events. Got some really big global clients like British Telecoms as our first client who one project made more than the entire VR game itself, right? To give you numbers, 250K. The VR game did 200,000 on Steam, right? So it's like, okay, there's a business here. Let's go and try this. And very quickly got LG, Verizon during the period where there's so much demand for it, right? So that's kind of when we raised a round. We had a lot of good revenue numbers, raised the round, and fast forward to today, we essentially now have a platform. I call it the Squarespace of Web3, where you can essentially create Unreal Engine 5 websites, white labeled for any brand IP within minutes now. Yeah.
You might also be a client.
Right.
Many of us in this room.
Yeah.
So white label metaverses.
There you go.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's see how that compares to you, Karen. Tell us about Infinite Album. But first, roll the clip. We'll show you, and then tell.
See it, but you're generating a vibe down there and then regenerating it if you want. And then you can also choose a motion, and the music is generated in real time, note to note, and it changes, the emotion changes, the arrangement of the mood and key and lots of other things. And those emotions will change automatically as you play the game. So we're a PC desktop app. And as you play your PC game, and if we support the game, you choose how you want the music to respond to the game. If by toggling it on or off. You can actually also make your own customizations of how you want it to respond. And as you play the game, that's what it does. For our users who are on Twitch, their viewers are able to spend bits or channel points to change the music for the whole stream in real time. So we're changing it to Electro House right now from the music before. This Survivor Bias, Thomas Barrenden is an artist that we work with. We usually took about 4 or 5 of his songs and then made it into infinitely generative AI music.
That's insane.
Yeah. So this is sort of like step 1 for us, the PC game. We intend to build a similar app for mobile and for console, and then to build directly into games themselves. So when you go into the game store, you'll see, you could buy a dance move, you could buy sneakers, you could also buy music for the game.
Oh, I have a question. Will you be expanding this to applications like OBS and Streamlabs?
It's a good question. I know a lot about OBS and Streamlabs.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I wrote a book called Twitch for Musicians, so I know a lot about that stuff. So you use it when you're on OBS, right? So on our app, you just select what your audio output is, and then you match that with your audio output for your OBS.
Okay.
So if you're, I use virtual cables, so you use virtual cable A on our app and then virtual cable A on OBS, and that's how you get it into OBS. We don't really need a direct.
Oh, that's good.
We don't need to build a direct plugin with them. It's just an audio thing. And for Streamlabs, we actually aren't talking about getting into their app.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's very, very
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah, if you want to get nerdy with us, we're actually an Oval Wolf app. If you know what Oval Wolf is. Yeah, basically Oval Wolf.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly popular modding platform for PC games. So what they do is they pull APIs from games, and then they package them up into SDKs so that crazy developers like us can create apps for games. A lot of the apps for games end up being things that esports people would like how accurate was my shot and how fast did I get through it's a lot of stats. We take that real-time game event data and we track it against music, basically. So we know if you die, it gets sad. If you win the battle, it gets happy. You can also choose certain sound effects you want to go off and choose how long you want the music to change for. So we make it like really easy and fun for people to create their own little soundtracks.
Very versatile.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
I will be experimenting.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fun to play with, for sure.
Yeah, Paris is a gamer. I'm like,
I haven't streamed in a while other than this, but I will be.
Yeah, we support the big games like, Fortnite and Apex Legends that you
Yeah.
guys
Okay.
see what's going on.
You guys might want to get on Fallout, maybe. It's a little
We're adding a bunch.
retro style,
I'll
because
put
Fallout's
Fallout on the list.
back right now.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like 5 more games coming out. So
I will be watching.
we're not Unreal. We're not plugged into the Unreal platform yet. But if you're playing Fortnite on your PC, then you can put our app on also on your PC, and it'll react to Fortnite. Yeah.
okay, sick. And that is a perfect segue into Brayden's platform. So we've got
Howdy.
White label metaverse. We've got an
AI for gamers.
AI for gamers. I was like, how do I say this simply? AI for gamers. Gaming is a form of the metaverse. And then Soundromeda, which I think may best represent like all of the above, right? But I'll let you talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. Do you want to play the video? Of that?
Yeah, roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
What if music were an infinite universe?
So dramatic.
Putting the drama and Soundromeda. Yes.
And then once
Story of life.
again, in your own words, in one sentence, 5 words, no, okay.
Yeah.
In your own words, what is Soundromeda?
Yeah. Hopefully I have more than 5 words, but basically,
6.
I feel like to understand what song worlds are, I can give you the impetus behind it, and it came from my life pursuit as an artist. I've been a music artist my whole life. 6 different bands. One of them kind of took off. We had millions of plays. We sold out venues in LA, played major festivals, did the whole bit. But I realized fairly quickly that the business model is broken for an artist because nothing's coming back financially. And in 2017, I fell in love with crypto, and about in 2021, I realized everything I learned in this space, we can realign the intrinsic value that music has always had since the beginning of time. Music's always been the center point of culture, and so I set out to say, like, how can we realign that value? It's not in streaming, it's not in live music, but in game worlds, you have 3 billion people that play games every single day. You have 4 billion people that listen to 3 hours of music every day. Put that together, and it becomes what I like to call untapped oil for entertainment. And so we've been R&Ding the platform for about 2.5 years, and to really kind of define what a song world is. But what it is, so if you're an artist, go to our platform, you upload your song, and our AI process creates an emotional DNA thumbprint of that song and creates a unique song world. And that song world is an audio-reactive, immersive playground, almost like a Disneyland dedicated to that song. And we have this fun core gameplay loop where you go on treasure hunts, you unlock artist collectibles, you win the seasonal Soundromeda reward. We've innovated artist discovery and gamified it, so you go on this fun little journey. We want to tap into the charm that SoundCloud brought the early mid 2010s, where you had a demographic of music lovers that were just on that platform discovering music, and we're welcoming that kind of behavior on our platform and incentivizing in a really fun way. And so Song Worlds, so essentially it's creator owned, artist owns their solar system and they can create endless worlds out of their music and mobilize their fan base in a whole new way. Ultimately, the goal is to empower artists creatively and financially for a whole new paradigm of how we experience music. And that's the goal. Song Worlds is our first sort of product implementation. Eventually, we'll have a whole ecosystem of interesting things related to music. So stay tuned for more.
What's your favorite thing about it so far?
Well, I started off this whole thing with like just me as an artist, like what I wanted from my own music. I wanted something, it was like missing from music videos. The audio reactive videos on YouTube weren't enough. I just kept on digging, and I wanted to create comic books for my music that touched on the thematics of that song. And so all of the things that I really have wanted for all these years are deeply intertwined with Soundromeda. And I feel that is all that sort of motivation and drive is kind of like authentically pure in the product delivery. So I think it's going to connect with artists very well.
I have a question for all of you. So play I have a question for all of you. It sounds like all of us have been in Web3 in general, NFTs, crypto for quite some time, and now AI is definitely having its moment. But we're here to talk about Metaverse. We've seen that ebbs and flows of Web3. Do you think Metaverse is just beginning to have its moment? And where do you see it going in the long term, especially with those other aspects of Web3 integrating? Was that a convoluted question or what?
I can go. I have some thoughts. I think with Metaverse, we've been around since 2020. Hello. Okay.
You wanna try this one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch.
Here we go. I'll speak low.
Now you're too
that's
quiet.
Good. That's good. Okay. I got it.
Project.
So I think with the Metaverse, it's gone through its ups and downs. Definitely I caught that wave in 2021, 22. That's when we raised the fund. VCs were just throwing money at it, some quite stupid. But I think in the last year, it's been a rough year for all things Web3 and tech. And I've seen a lot of competitors go under, right? So,
Except for AI, right?
Well, AI, everybody kind of, hey, that's the new hot thing. All the VCs are chasing AI now. So we've had our wave. We rode that wave. And I think it's like all cycles. I think, with Metaverse, it's kind of flattened out the speculation, especially the land sale ones like Decentraland Sandbox. Never really believed in that. It's digital land, they could just program more land. But somehow they were able to get a whole bunch of people buy property off next to Snoop. So it's all very marketing driven. But now, if you look at it now, there's not really reason to go in there. The land isn't worth, I could be wrong, I don't know how much
But
it's worth now.
Roblox is thriving. However, that's not a Web3.
But Roblox has users, actual millions of users per day, right?
Right,
You're not gonna.
But why? Is it because they have a mobile app? Is it because they're not on blockchain?
Because they built it up first. They have users, they have kids that's actually in there playing with their friends first. Now all of a sudden you're seeing Walmart land, Spotify land. All the brands are coming into Roblox because
Make it fun, then monetize.
there it is. That was always my my thing. Is like we gotta make quality first. We gotta make something that AAA games for brands. That's essentially the easiest way I can describe my platform, right? So you gotta make something that looks good. Number one, products needs to look photoreal, like our LG kitchen, and you can't look like Decentraland. That's why all the fashion brands went in there and be like, well, my dress looks like something from PlayStation 1 days, right? That's not gonna happen.
But that works on Roblox, right?
They have users. they have a lot
All
of
goes
users.
back to users.
They have a lot of users first now. That kind of solved the eyeball problem. However, it's not targeted, right? They're still average age is 12 years old, right?
So what about the future? We've talked a little about past, present, and maybe Brayden or Karen, you can speak to this. Where do you see maybe metaverse isn't the it girl right now, but when you see it coming back?
Yeah. Check 1, 2. Right, cool. Well, the metaverse is very much alive. Like you said, Roblox, that's a real metaverse platform. Fortnite is another one. Minecraft, those are all functioning metaverses. It's just not in the vein of Facebook, you know. And so, I eventually, like, you know, we have many interconnected sort of experiences that you can kind of just go around. But I think the biggest issue is with Web3 as a whole, and what I'm going to say is that it's largely an educational issue. I think it's really, really hard to understand what's going on for most people. And also, so much that's tied with Web3 is about finance and numbers. Most people aren't good with numbers and finance. And so there's simply, I think, just a lot of education. I think it's the biggest bottleneck. So once people, it's like when we learn the internet and computers that we're taught that in school. We need to be teaching kids and everybody else, including your grandma, how to use blockchain, how to send transactions with your MetaMask. And, you know, I think then we can start going away from the 10% that's obsessed with crypto into the 90% that's untapped of the crypto world. Yeah. And as far as fun goes, like, it doesn't have to be super high fidelity. It can be like fun. It's like Roblox. It's just like, just make it fun. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Web3 is still trying to find its place. You know, metaverses, I totally agree with you. They're fine and they're thriving, and they're in all different forms. And those are going to grow and grow because gamers like personalizing their game. They like creating things, and that's, you know, it's only trending harder in that direction. In terms of Web3, I think Web3 has, and I put crypto in this bucket, has to figure out like what the value is, like what is the add-on that they're bringing to experience, because you don't really need it to have fun in a metaverse. And the one thing gamers don't really like that much is scarcity, right? They don't like their assets in the game to be more expensive than they should be, and they don't like their assets once they buy them to not be valuable. There's from our take on it, because we were kind of flirting with crypto and NFTs in the very beginning when we were working on this, and the backlash, you know, against the gamers was like, we don't want anything to do with
Gamers,
that. They don't like it.
They don't understand it.
Well, no, it's because they feel ripped off by it, and they feel limited by it, and they already have free-to-play games where, you know, it's fine, it's free-to-play, but it's not fun unless you spend, you know, and then all the good stuff gets bought off by somebody else, and now it's the price is tripled because, you know, they don't like that. It's not a fun experience for them. So I think Web3 has to kind of figure out where, you know, what the utility is that's actually additive and fun within that world. Web3 as a backend is pretty wicked. It's really, really helpful for keeping track of little minute, you know, transactions that go and go and go. And as a database, it's really good. So that might be where it lands. But I think metaverses are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Brayden.
Raise my hand. And about that, I think eventually, I think we are very early. I think a 10-year timeline will be a lot different, especially with AI and the relationship that it has with NFTs. I think NFTs will be looked at as one of the greatest innovations of this century, and it's just so funny how it's been sort of bastardized with, you know, everything that happened last cycle, you know, where just people were looking for a quick, you know, kind of just, you know, pump and dump, scam kind of thing. But NFTs are the antidote to the endless sort of deep fakes and stuff like that that will happen with AI. We'll have, you know, on-chain proofing for your identity, and, you know, we're gonna need that. And eventually people are like, oh, NFTs are a friend, you know what I mean? And I think...
Yeah, they'll be used as a tool rather than as a, you know, in finance and trading and making money.
Right.
And then we'll see the prices be a lot more realistic. Yeah, and especially used in gaming platforms too, buying digital wearables in the marketplace. Like, that's what NFTs are designed to do.
I mean, I feel like NFTs are kind of already a thing in gaming. They just don't realize that. Like, if I'm playing Call of Duty, I need the skin for my gun and I'm paying for it, like, I could resell, right? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Sounds like an NFT.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with any other game, especially Roblox. Oh my god. Yeah, I try to tell a lot of gamers that, and then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, when you spend $300 on a gun, you're like, resell.
All right, kind of going in a different direction and focusing back on your companies individually. What is a project or collaboration that you guys have done or are planning to do that utilizes all, if not most, of the utilities you offer or features? Like, was it the Paul's collaboration, etc., where you've shown all your services, starting with Joey's, because I'm bringing up Paul's Metaverse. Did that one encompass everything you guys can do as a white label Metaverse company, or?
Actually, the Wu-Tang Clan one, since today we're more focused on music, I think that one is really, really good because it targeted it was an NFT drop for Method Man, right? The collection. There was a big community that wanted to do an event, so our platform really helps, bring events virtually, right? Whether it's a hybrid event, we could literally stream this into one of our screens inside of one of our templates.
Next month, you guys.
Right, next month. We should definitely, it's super easy to set up. We just need a stream key and boom, you have thousands of people online watching this in the metaverse, dance together.
And then we'll plug in Karen's AI and create a soundtrack.
Let's do it.
Can we put a VTuber in it as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you guys know what a VTuber is? Explain.
Like your virtual avatar that you stream with instead of like being on camera. In case you guys don't know, VTuber, virtual.
100%.
Yeah.
Any 3D file, right? As soon as we got
We'll be ready.
We scanned OpenFold, right? Once we had his volumetric, now we could size them up as, larger than the building. You can do whatever you want there. There's no gravity, there's no physics.
Love
that's
that.
The best part.
That's where, a lot of people think digital twinning stuff, that's not what we do. We do a lot of design that just like take these brands to be like, to give you an example, we're pitching to Nivea, the beauty brand, and they want something very fantasy, very like floating, I don't know, beauty brand stuff. Very beautiful, soft colors. The Method Man one, coming back to your question, I think that one really showcased, we have Web3 hooks where you can log in with your MetaMask wallet. You can buy and trade NFTs, mint on the fly. So coming back to why I hated land sales, that was actually a land sale kind of pre-mint party we did in collaboration with Wu-Tang Clan. Did 40,000 in pre-mints, right? Not too bad, but crypto winter happened, kind of just returned everything. But at the time when it was, at its hype, we did that event. We literally tried to showcase everything. Our games, we had so many escape rooms. 2-Bit Circus that was a sponsor. They had their own arcade space, right? So we just threw everything at the table and be like, check this out, this is the best metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
Go mint, there's an NFT you can buy now.
It's still live right now, right?
There's a video, so I don't know if later on we can kind of see what I'm talking about right now instead of we imagine, but we can do it later.
I don't know. Do we have the video on there?
Or we can go to the next question while he finds it.
Yeah, we'll do that. So
Oh,
Karen.
yeah, there it is. There it is, right here.
Play the clip.
I'm already describing things now.
Do you get weed actually delivered to you if you buy it there?
That was talking about.
Hey.
Okay.
Super silly.
That's incredible. Okay, mine next. Beavers. We should all have our own. All right, and Karen, what's been your favorite collab or project?
Yeah, I'd say working with artists directly to create music infinitely in their style. We have every one of our AI programmers is a musician, their CTO is a musician, they created all the music, and it's good, but there's nothing like working with an artist who has like a real vision for what it should sound like. And it's just like a better artist producer, because they do it professionally than our guys are. So, like we just pretty much gave our instruments to Thomas Brayden. He's a synthwave artist out of France, and we found him on Spotify.
Yeah, that was in the demo, right?
Yeah, the demo, yeah. So we just gave him our instrument pack, and he put it into his DAW and ran his presets on it, and just started writing music with it, and then gave us like 3 or 4 songs, and then bounced back to our engineers, and they just figured out, okay, so what does angry sound like? What does calm sound like? What does happy sound like? And that's sort of how we did the whole thing. And it's just so fun working with them because they all have a vision, for what it should be. So our next one's going to be a lo-fi sound pack, and we just brought on a DJ producer who is like mostly dubstep, but also other kinds of EDM too, to sort of like work his magic on a lot of our existing styles. So, the idea really is to make music more fun, in gaming environments for sure, although we can be used in VR and even AR. We're basically live streaming any interactive environment, we're just kind of focusing on gaming. It's really to make it more fun, and we know that, almost half of Gen Z gamers mute the game music and play something else, and it's usually just their Spotify.
Yeah.
So let's just give the music what they like and make it make sense for the game. I still really think that games will create their own music for their game. I think they will have a vision for what they want the soundtrack to sound like. It's going to be mostly cinematic and, very movie kind of stuff, and that's great. But at some point you do get soundtrack fatigue. And, you can personalize lots of stuff in your game. Why can't you do it with music? And the big hurdle with that really has been that music it's complicated. It's a whole process to make music for games, and then it's another whole process for the engineers to put it into the games.
Mm-hmm.
And AI solves for both of those things. We make music note to note, moment to moment, and then we also just program in like how it reacts. And then if you regenerate, you get a different version. So it's not like you're stuck with the same loops over and over again. So yeah, that's the exciting part for us really, is like how do we take artists and sort of do a sync license on steroids, is what I call it. So not just putting your song in the game, but putting your musical stamp, your musical fingerprint into the game. And how do we sell that up into the game stores so that they get a piece of this, $67 million, billion dollar, personalized.
I want to be in this one now.
It's pretty
Sounds
big.
good.
It's pretty good. That's a 3-year-old number, by the way. But yeah, it's a pretty massive. It's a pretty big place that the music industry isn't really playing in right now. And again, the problem really is that you've got to make the loops and all the music for the game, and then they've got to put it in. And it's just a really expensive time-consuming process. It's always the last thing they do. The game developers do.
Right.
So we just want to make that simple and easy to pivot from thing to thing to thing. So.
And Brayden, what about the artists using your platform? You're in beta, right?
We're actually building our alpha. We're super early, even though we've been developing for 2.5 years. So if you're an artist, you go to our website and sign up. We are actually picking 24 artists to showcase our first Song Worlds later this year. But yeah, so I guess what you've seen, a little clips, it's very mysterious. I only showed a tiny bit. That's like 5 to 10% of what our platform will showcase. Like I said, artist discovery is innovated. Eventually, you'll be able to collect these sort of like proof of likes in a way, and they turn into trading cards. So imagine you discovered the next Post Malone or the next Taylor Swift, and you have that rookie card. And it's kind of this fun sort of like on-chain record that you can kind of showcase that you're.
Do you just say NFT without saying NFT?
Did I?
See? That's what we need more of in this space. A rebrand.
Collectibles.
Collectibles. Trading
On-chain
cards.
proofs. Let's go.
No new words. Just
Yeah,
new
no ugly
use
words.
cases.
Yeah. But our whole thing is like, how do we strip away and abstract away all the complexities, right? And make it really fun, easy to use, like what would Steve Jobs do kind of approach. Like we're taking our time with that build. So anybody can use it. We want to be able to interface with music in a whole new way, as simply as possible. So it could be somebody like a Roblox lover or Fortnite and this and that. And they're like, oh, this is great, it's seamless. So that being said, we don't have. I can't answer that question as far as the collab, but I would say my team.
Have you done it with
my
your
team.
own music though?
Well, yes.
Okay, so your favorite is your own.
My favorite is my own. So Bert, our prototype is. I took my song that's actually on the moon. That's another conversation.
Wow. Right.
And so
Such
that's
a plug for another conversation.
yeah. And so that's kind of what we're testing
That's what I want to
with.
say. Thank you, Paris.
But my team. I mean, my team. I love my team. And.
So I asked that question, sorry to interrupt you, because I want to know what the artists think about each of the new tech you guys have created and how that's changed how they can express themselves or just like make their lives easier because you're using AI, etc. Like starting with you as an artist, like how has your platform transformed the way that you make music and share it?
Okay. Well. What I believe what we're doing is the average listener on Spotify listens to a song for about 90 seconds before they want to flip. I believe on our platform we can, retention 9 minutes per song. So by that kind of, artists have always molded the composition based on the end user listening experience. And it kind of ebbs and flows throughout the course of, our modern history, right? When in the 1950s, you had like a little tiny vinyl, songs were 2 minutes long because you had this label showcasing their artists, town to town. Here's like the promo album, you get a little time. But cut to the 60s and 70s was very experimental because people had the time to sit there and listen to music. That's kind of what you had. Radio was 3.5 minutes, and that was by design, so that way you could fit an X amount of ad dollars in there. And now it's Spotify, where we're all kind of changed to the algorithm. The more a song is fully listened to, the more it's propped up through the algorithm, and so artists by nature start to create songs 2 minutes or less. And so I believe, again, like coinciding with my goal to create a new renaissance for music is flip that on its head. Create an experiential, immersive, interactive experience where you're just compelled to be there longer. Based on statistics of just gamers' habits, right? You can be in a session for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours long and just have fun with it, plus where you're like getting collectibles. So by that nature, artists will change compositions, back to those like legendary opus songs like Stairway to Heaven or Freebird. My goal is to like, usher the next wave of that in the future.
Give us our attention span back too. Awesome. And Karen, why would a musician want to collaborate with Infinite Album?
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous opportunity to get into gaming without having to talk to a game. We're sort of like the sort of side door for that. And also to get on a Twitch stream without having to talk to a Twitch streamer. So
if you hate gamers, gaming platforms, and don't want to talk to them, talk to Karen. I like that.
With every new medium, there are efficiencies for how to access that medium, right? So if a artist had to call every single radio station, that would be insanity. So they sign to a label, and the label has all the relationships, and now they have programmers who program for 20 markets. So there's always an efficiency in every one of those innovations, and we are one of the efficiencies in this innovation. So it really comes down to I always say gamers move like gazelles and games move like elephants. So work with the gamer, try to make it fun for them.
Okay.
Make it fun for them. They're the ones who want to change music up anyway. They're the ones who want to personalize their live stream. They're the ones who want to personalize their game. So, put it in front of them, let them have fun with it, do all the A/B testing there. But yeah, it's really, it's having a modicum of control of what your music is going to sound like, with AI. We give them a lot of control with that. And we, everything in our platform, by the way, is licensed. So yeah, we're certified by Fairly Trained, which certifies ethically data source AI companies. So that's number one with us.
Sourced AI.
Yeah.
We love that. Tell everyone.
Yeah. Free range.
Free range, gluten-free
So they
content.
have a lot to say, and we share down it's a really fascinating contract. I had like 3 existential crises when I was doing this
Only
contract.
3?
Yeah, because I realized it was actually 2 contracts in one. Half of the contract is who owns this new work, right? So it is sort of a music creation, songwriting, and performing and recording contract at the same time that it's an exploitation of that work contract. So we're sort of talking out both sides of our mouth on this thing.
Wait, so who owns it?
So we own it. We
Okay.
and the artists work together. So,
Okay.
so the engine is put in for a part of the ownership,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rest of it is composition, which is a songwriter, right, a songwriter copyright.
That
And
seems
then-
fair. It's like a producer.
Yeah, and then the other half of
Artist.
the music is performance and production, and then instruments. So who
Mhm.
supplied the instruments, who decided how it was going to be performed and produced and so forth, and then who actually wrote it. So what like Thomas Brayden, since he's a producer as well as an artist, again, we just gave him our instruments. He changed them significantly enough that we just gave him credit for the instruments too. And then he pretty much wrote everything and did everything and produced it. So it's fairly like all of the creative of that is his, and we're just in for the engine of it. But we actually have mashups. So you can mash up his style with one of our styles, and in that case, the ratio flips, right?
Yeah.
So we have a whole back end that figures out every time a vibe is created, our songs are called vibes. There's a new ratio of, what all that is factored in for, and then we figure out like how long were those vibes played versus all the plays. We monetize on ad-supported and subscription. So it's a Spotify-esque in that situation.
And that brings me to, maybe why an artist would want to create their own custom metaverse versus using one of your platforms, because they have a lot more decisions to make if they're making their own. Whereas you guys kind of figured it out for them. But if you want more control, I mean, Joey, why would we want more control and decisions?
Well, I mean, right now, what I'm seeing as a trend is, especially this year, there's a lot more projects upcoming that just want to stream their performances inside of our world. So we can take any stream on every one of our environments is like large stage set screen, right? We even have a stadium with a jumbotron. That's generally one of the most popular choices to do a metaverse experience of a live concert, and then take that into our metaverse where people come in around the world. You can even sell ticket prices, right? You control how many people, you can make it scarce, so people FOMO in. So imagine if you were selling a Coachella ticket of 500, we could take each of those stages in a virtual Coachella that we build and stream that and sell those at like $10, $20 tickets.
That sounds way less stressful than my Coachella this year. I'm going to my virtual Coachella next year. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we went to Coachella together. I almost got my car
I was
towed.
there the week one too.
You were there too? Yeah. Okay, next year we're all gonna be together in our headsets.
We'll know safely.
But no, anyways,
Who went to Coachella?
Raise your hand.
Okay. What? To only 2 of you? This is why we need virtual Coachella. That's ridiculous.
I've
Do you
never
know?
had my car towed at Coachella before, which is why 20 years ago.
Yeah, okay, we'll trauma bond later over that one. On that note, I want to
Coachella was
open
better the first 5 years anyway.
it. Okay, well, some of us
So much better.
were around. We've been,
Yeah.
I missed everything. I missed Woodstock, I missed the beginning of Coachella. Nothing's good anymore, except for in the metaverse, so at least, around for the beginning of that. Which leads me into my last question before we open it up to y'all. What do we have to look forward to in the metaverse, specifically in what you each are doing there with music?
Okay, so like upcoming.
Yeah. Well, how?
Yeah,
What is Pixel Canvas like in 5 years? 1 year? Like.
Okay. So let me start 5 years and work my way back. So I do think in 5 years, we do want to make this accessible. I think that's the biggest issue with Web3 is, freaking wallets, right? How many people can actually figure that out? So there are companies, there are, definitely all the Web3 events that go through, like Token 2049, Singapore. There's a ton of companies trying to figure that issue out. So there are other people, it's all kind of an umbrella, like Web3, NFTs, crypto, metaverse. We're all kind of in it together, and we need to kind of figure out all the barriers. So in 5 years, I do think it's just like internet, right? It's like we're so early, people don't really understand what's a 3D internet yet. And there's a lot of technical hardware issues too, like we use pixel streaming, so a lot of our metaverses look this good because it's using Unreal 5 on a cloud rendering on these big AWS servers, where now you can just access it through your phones on a browser, right? We remove that barrier of like, oh, do you have a gaming rig? Can you run this? That's like, you lost 80% of your user base right there. So we remove that barrier. You could just go to a website and boom, you're inside one of our worlds, right? So these are things that we're trying to solve, but I do feel like now coming back to upcoming this year, we do have some big music projects, enterprise projects. But in music, we do have Macy Gray that's going to stream her next
Love
thing.
her. I go to karaoke. So.
Yeah, and then we have Hip Hop Hall of Fame. We're building a museum for them. And then I want to give a shout out to some EDM Shanghai folks over here.
Oh, hey.
So we're talking about trying to bring that festival into the metaverse. They're thinking about being like a China-themed ultra traveling festival.
I love that.
So, if they can get the project off the ground, obviously I want to be involved and try to bring that into the metaverse too.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. And Karen, what's the future looking like for Infinite Album?
Yeah, well, for us with metaverses specifically, it's still sort of an era we're building in. But the vision for AI music and metaverses is you can obviously go and generate your own music. Also assign it to different bits of land. So maybe if you're by the tree, it sounds one way. If you're by your art gallery, you have a different experience with every different piece of art, that sort of thing. And as you as a player is listening to music, as people approach you, they can hear what you're listening to. That's sort of like the spatial idea of music is what we think is fascinating about metaverses. But for us, we're sort of open to all games right now. We're on PC. If you go to Overwolf, you'll find us on Overwolf. And we're going to build for mobile and console. So mobile and console gamers can also customize their music. And then Versepoint, a bunch of different gaming opportunities right now, including...
What about The Sims? That's what I play. Is that a game?
Yeah.
That's an argument.
So casual games for sure, yeah, it's going to be nice. And we're actually talking to an AI-generated game right now, where you go...
Wow, it's really checking all the boxes.
AI is so fascinating with gaming because there's AI-generated game elements, like, scenario and blockade, where that's where the developers are going to, render out, like, all their ideas, their first draft of ideas and so forth. And then there's actually game platforms where you go, okay, I want to play this game, but I want it to be a desert landscape, but I also want dinosaurs, and it should also be a meteor shower. And you just put that in there with text, and boom, you have it, right?
Ideal apocalypse right there.
Yeah, it's crazy, yeah. So why not music too?
Mm-hmm.
AI music is a completely different skill than AI game building and element building. So looking at some partnerships there.
Amazing. And Brayden,
Hey.
what's the future look like? Bright.
Future, yes. So I would say also like what Joey did, like working, I guess 5 years in the future and then backwards. But in 5 years' time, I would like to see Sandromeda flourishing with its full ecosystem of games where you can play deathmatch, endless runner. We're going to have an action adventure RPG. And Song Worlds is the UGC kind of centric created galaxy where every artist is a solar system and every song, and they can monetize it in a whole new way. That's flourishing. And so you can kind of just hop around our entire kind of just wherever you want to do, choose your adventure for that day. So my goal is to have that be very much thriving and really you know, have a new paradigm for entertainment, for home entertainment. It's my goal. So. Yes.
Fantastic. I'm so excited about the future and the present. It's all happening now in this room. Let's give our panelists a quick round of applause. I say quick because I'm going to do it again after I open up questions to the audience. So, do we have any musicians in the audience? Oh, okay. 3 right there. I want to open up to y'all first, since you're the most likely to use their platforms. Do you have any questions for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
No, that's okay. Actually, he probably needs this.
Hi. Okay. This is for Karen. I know you were talking about the rights on the like of the art that comes after you put it in the engine and everything. I work with different companies and doing sound design for like in different loops and sound packs and stuff like that. And every deal is different. But on this one is very interesting because we usually negotiate between the master and the publishing side, and I want to know, like, because you're saying that the engine has a part of it, how do you register the engine to some part of like the master or the publishing in all the IP?
Yeah, registering copyrights for AI music is not really a thing right now.
Yeah.
So we're looking at more as a commercial exploitation, like just a barometer for, because we are going to commercially exploiting it, and we are commercially exploiting it. So, what is the breakdown for the payout? And then it's all kept on record. So, when there is an actual decision about what is valid for an AI music copyright, then we'll submit it.
So it's mostly percentages. It's like an internal agreement. Okay.
We do call it a copyright.
Copyright.
Yeah, we're very
That's
bullish on
interesting.
AI music is going to have a copyright. We just don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah.
So rather than having to go back and negotiate all of our contracts, we're just doing it from the outset.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Yes. And feel free to introduce yourself. We want to know who you are.
I'm Radhika. Thank you so much. It's such an informative panel. Is most of the music you're talking about instrumental music, or how does it work with vocals, with the regenerative aspect?
Ours is right now, yeah. Because we're generated moment to moment, note to note, a vocal is more difficult than what you're seeing in products like Udio and Suno, which just came out, where you can actually put in lyrics and it'll sing to it. My co-founder built an app called Diddy in the late 2010s, which sang your text messages. So you would put in your message, like on a messaging app, and choose a song, and it would sing it to that song. To lyrics, but that's easier to do when you have a piece of music that is being created, a finite piece of music is being created, because then the engine can spend like a couple minutes to go, okay, it should go like this, and then spit it out, and then there it is. When you're doing it moment to moment, note to note, like even the engine doesn't really know what direction the music is going to go into, where it's going to get pushed and pulled to, and so it's really hard to put a vocal on that. Rap is easier for sure. Rock music is a little bit hard. Yeah, it's definitely in our pipeline to work on that, and we think text to lyrics is super fun, like on Twitch. I mean, can you imagine, having your thoughts, your chat sung to the streamer? It's really fun. It's harder to do because we're real-time generative. We're not making songs, we're making strings. So yeah, it's still more difficult.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Come on, there is more musicians in this room. Any further?
Call them out.
I guess, question about the rights then for your platform. How does that work? Different or similar based on our understanding of how publishing masters and all that?
Yeah, good question. Yeah. So I mean, when an artist goes to our platform, they own all their likeness. That part is creator owned. So they enter into our terms and they agree that we could use this song for the platform. And that's kind of how we're gating it. I mean, the reality is you have 100,000 new songs released every single day, so there's always fresh content. and half of those are independent artists. So we're kind of serving the situation in two ways. One, the independent artist market, which is $1 billion market in of itself, and then, you know, handling the major labels as they come, so to speak. So that's our take on that. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Follow up.
On Joy's on Joy platform, like, and same. Basically, I guess like for us the musicians, it's always about the same kind of negotiation. Like, what is like the master publishing use in your platform in Pixel Canvas when you? I know you mostly create words for different brands, but if you end up using the song of an artist or a producer, how do you guys manage that? Do like similar to them or in a different way?
Yeah, so just from experience, there's a few projects where, I mean, even Openfold, right? It's like they have the rights to some of the music used for that set, specifically Perfectoverse. And there's definitely a lot of contracts and stuff that we have to go through before we just release this online streaming. People can jump in. So yeah, you do need to kind of get those contracts to have the rights to stream. It's kind of like it as if you were going to stream on any platform like Peacock or something, NBC.
So like a license.
Right? Yeah, we do need a license. Even sports, like we get asked to like, hey, can we take one of these soccer games from into your stadium, right? And these are things that you just have to get the rights to. Yeah.
So one question then, do you pay ASCAP and BMI royalties as a physical venue would, as a digital venue? Because that's what physical venues typically do, to pay the licensing of live performances.
These would be, that's not my expertise. Hey. This is I'm the technology. That's a good question. No, Matt over there probably knows everything about it.
I will say that in the future, it's still trying to be worked out, and the rights are very complicated, as we all know. But there is talks about creating a blanket license, and it's just getting everybody to agree on what that blanket license is. So I feel like in the next maybe 5 years, we'll have a new type of license that would encompass perhaps metaverse performance rights for that song and so on and so on.
I can add to that as well.
Yeah, if you want to. He's an expert in this.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys work together?
We did. He's part of the Perfectoverse team.
Yeah, by the way, hi Karen, how are you? I haven't seen you for a while. You just said we'd be sitting next to each other. Yeah, so I was part of the Paul project as well. It's completely different to independent music that's owned. You know, with Paul, he actually got back his publishing and the master rights, so he could do whatever he liked. We didn't need any synchronization, long-term contracts. The contract was just with the artist, so it was quite easy to do. But you are right, just if it's a live event, you've got to pay, you know.
We're not there yet.
But yeah, I mean, in the metaverse, it's all down to the negotiation with who you work with. I do know that because I worked for Warner and Sony for quite a few years. So now I'm doing XR live events, so in sports and a little bit of music. But I had a question for Brayden and Karen about the business model, about how you would work out is it a revenue share? Because I know, Joey, I walked in I think a couple of minutes after you guys got on stage, but I know you charge a license to the artist, which is pretty achievable. That's not overly expensive. But maybe you can talk about how the artist can actually make money, and I think that'll probably get a few heads turning.
Yeah, I mean, for us it's a revenue share. So for the app, again, it's ad supported. It's also subscription, so we just rev share down from there. If any of their music is directly implicated through the Twitch interactions that are paid, then we share the revenue down from there too. So viewers on Twitch streams can spend bits, which is Twitch money, to interact with the music. So if anything was very specific to them, then we know how much that was and we can share it down with them. We also sell artist sound packs, so they come with subscription and they are paid if you're ad supported. So that's pretty easy rev share right there too. And then any deal we do to export their music anywhere else will also be a rev share.
Yeah, so artists can make money in a lot of different ways, and so can we. But I treat Sandromeda like a games as a service platform, like Fortnite, where there's a really beautiful freemium model, and then we have premium where you basically buy our battle pass, which is a space pass, and that helps pay for the royalties.
Premium battle.
Yeah. And it pays for the royalties, which, based on our model, we can pay the highest royalty rate in the music industry, and then artists are incentivized to boost that, which they basically gain, money, dollars, but also boost that with our cryptocurrency. So you can actually make, exponentially more money per stream, aka spinning on an axis, right, the world. So we're creating a whole new kind of like culture and ecosystem around music, gamifying it, making it fun, but within the kind of construct that people generally are used to when they're playing games, is essentially the crux, right? And then we have like premium items, when people are invested in the platform, they'll buy the battle pass, which also supports artists. And we'll have like, mythical, legendary items that enhance gameplay and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways we'll monetize. We actually, on a roadmap, we have brand worlds and festival worlds, which we're going to, Joey and I already have a meeting scheduled tomorrow. So we're absolutely going to collab. And you too.
Calendly too. Come up to them after the panel.
So, white labeling worlds for major artists, as well as white labeling worlds for festivals. We've been in talks with Pitchfork Music Festival and a bunch of other things like that. So, my goal is to have artists make, the most money they can make on our platform possible.
And you can trust them, see as a musician.
Exactly, and coming in from that artist-founder point of view. And as far as like the NFTs go and the sort of collectibles and the trading cards, we have a 70-30 split, which is kind of industry standard. Like if you're distributing your music on Symphonic, for example, it's 70 for the artist, 30 for Symphonic. So we're kind of bridging over that model and for the secondary royalties and all that. And we'll have our own marketplace as well.
All right, I think we're good. You can come up to us. Schedule a Calendly meeting after the panel, but real quick, we have 2 hybrid DJ performances after, but like a live televised event, we're gonna do a little commercial break after this from our sponsor, Hollow AI. So sit tight, but one more time, round of applause to our panelists. Take a bathroom break because we're gonna have Rex Wong do a little demo of Hollow AI before we get the party started. Thank you guys. Do you need a mic, Rex? Yeah. Alright, take the better mic, that one. You like this one? Alright.
That was pretty interesting.
Oh, thank you.
My name is Son. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, that was
Real quick,
cool.
not like 5 minutes.
It's a different approach, like to the
Okay, 3 minutes. We'll have our sponsor ads. Go to chat about your questions, okay? All right, guys. Come back from the bathroom in the bar. We're gonna do a little demo from Hollow, and then we'll start the party with the music.
All right, if we could have everyone back to the main stage. That was a quick little bio bar break. We're gonna have Rex coming up from Hollow.ai.
Then I will send an email and see what you can find out. Great to meet you.
Yep, that's all.
Friday event that you host every Friday. They're new here. They've only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We do stuff from DC, and I've been telling them, yeah, when I moved to LA, everything was super delicious. Yeah, I knew before we started this company.
We're going to do a demo. So,
That's right.
okay, like, see,
Oh, you're a local.
Okay, we're gonna do a demo, y'all.
So, thank you everyone for coming. I'm glad to host on Monday and be in Paris. And kind of this creator studio. So we can host a lot of creators and we incubate a lot of different businesses, mostly creator oriented. So we kind of believe in this audience count. But we also incubate a few businesses here. And one of them that we're actually ready to launch soon is Hollow AI. Some of you have seen it, but we kind of are previewing it here. And we're going to show off a new feature. But first I'm going to run a video so that you can, so for those of you that have seen this video, but essentially this is kind of what the platform is called Hollow AI.
I am an AI digital twin created by Hollow AI. I can think, talk, and chat like you and can take your place in social posts, videos, animations, games, in the metaverse, and as an AI chatbot.
Hollow AI allows you to claim your AI and be verified. And once verified, you will receive a blue check mark, which is recorded on the officially.ai blockchain registry as your official AI. You can then license and make money from your AI identity. On select plans, you even get an API of you.
When you create your Hollow AI twin, you also create a Hollow page. A Hollow page is an AI social profile page of you that you link to your social media link in bio, and it contains all your links to your social media accounts, websites, Spotify, etc. Twin Avatar greets your followers and can interact and engage with them, acting as your personal receptionist that can respond to your followers as well as introduce and sell your latest products and services. You can also create memberships, subscriptions, e-commerce, allow people to book you and sponsor you from your Hollow page.
Creating your Hollow AI twin page is as easy as taking a selfie, entering, describing yourself, and voila, your Hollow page and AI twin are done. It takes less than a minute.
Your Hollow AI twin comes with your very own personalized chatbot that thinks, talks, and chats like you. Your followers can talk to your AI twin chatbot in 29 different languages, such as Spanish and Chinese, all in your voice. Mi AI twin podría responder en español. Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Soy Junglen, Juan Yamin, I am the Hollow page.
You can also make money from your Hollow AI twin page with AI side hustles. AI side hustles are AI-assisted business models, such as memberships, e-commerce, content, e-learning, and events you can create with the assistance of the Hollow AI chat buddy. Hollow AI will assist you in setting up your AI side hustles by chatting with you. We call it chat code, and it's easier than no code. All you have to do is chat with Hollow AI's chat buddy, and it does all the magic, setting up different AI side hustles all in minutes. Making money has never been easier.
Monetize your AI identity. Welcome to your Hollow AI future.
So that is Hollow, and we're getting ready to introduce this for the next few weeks. Essentially it allows us, or allows you to make your own AI twin in like a minute by just taking a selfie and recording yourself. And if any of you want to try it, you can do it after. We're making AI twins today. But we wanted to show off a new feature. This is our new call bot. So not only will you be able to create a chat bot, you'll also be able to create a call bot of yourself and have a phone number where people can call, and it becomes your assistant, your receptionist, your secretary, your salesperson. And so I'm just going to give you a little example, and I'm going to use, first I'm going to use a DJ Khaled example who we work with. So this is DJ Khaled.
Yo, this your boy DJ Khaled. How can I bless up your day?
Hey, how are you doing, DJ?
Another day, another blessing, my friend. I'm living a life surrounded by good vibes, great music, and an endless supply of keys to success. Life is
We
good.
know each other?
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know each other, right? What's your name?
I'm Bo.
Bo? Okay.
Another one, they call me.
Hey, DJ, can you shout out to Bo here at Meta Monday? We've never met, but he's here.
Yo, Bo, this shout out goes out to you, my virtual friend. Meta Monday is in full effect, and I'm sending you all the positive energy and good vibes. Keep hustling and stay blessed, Bo. We'll meet someday in this world of the metaverse. Stay tuned.
So what do you think about the metaverse?
Yo, the metaverse is where it's at, no doubt. It's like a whole dimension where we can play around and create our own world and vibe with people from everywhere. It's a place where dreams come true, where we can be anything we want to be. I'm all about embracing the metaverse and exploring the possibilities it holds.
And can you tell me in Spanish more? Can you tell me in Spanish, metaverse?
Claro que sí. El metaverso es como un mundo paralelo lleno de posibilidades y aventuras. Es un lugar donde
Okay, cool. Switch back to English. So DJ, can you tell me what do you think about Web3 and NFTs?
Web3 and NFTs, they're like the keys to the future, my friend. Web3 is all about decentralization, empowering the people, and giving them control over their data and digital assets. And NFTs, man, they're like the gold chain of the digital world, representing uniqueness and value. It's like owning a piece of art or music that is rare.
Cool. Hey, so by the way, I heard you have a big sneaker collection. Like, what's your favorite sneakers?
Another one. You heard right, my friend. I am a collection of sneaker lovers. I'm all about the Air Jordan 3s, my favorite sneaker of all time. The sleek and classic design just does it for me. But I'm always expanding my collection, though. Let's just say the shoe game is like key to success, and I got a lot of keys in my sneaker collection.
Cool. Okay, cool. I'll call you back later.
Another one. Take care, my friend. Don't
Yeah, so that is an example. I'm going to use another example. This is an AI girlfriend, and these can be your AI girlfriend.
Only AI.
Only AI.
Hey there, boyfriend. This is your girlfriend. How can I make you feel great today?
So the real bee is here. What do you think about that?
I love it, considering how busy I am with work.
I've heard some things about it, but I haven't gotten a chance to check it out yet. I'm glad to hear that you love it, though. It's always exciting to discover new technology and see how it can enhance our lives.
Hey, so what did you do today?
Well, today was a pretty chill day for me. Spent most of the morning catching up on some work emails and doing some research for a new project I'm working on. After lunch, I went for a run and then spent some time reading a new book I picked up at the bookstore the other day.
Oh, cool. And you know, we're here at Meta Monday. Do you like Metaverse?
Oh, I know. Metaverse? Not really.
No, Metaverse.
Right. Sorry, I was getting carried away. I'm so excited about it. I think the Metaverse has so much potential for connecting people from all over the world in new and exciting ways. I can't wait to see what happens next. What do you think about it?
Yeah, and I think you're working on like the Scrippiverse. Is that kind of an interesting concept?
No, not quite. I'm working on some interesting projects, but none of them involve stripping or the Metaverse.
I am. She's not. Yeah.
Enhance user experiences on platforms like Discord and Twitter. I'm always looking for ways.
Cool. We'll call you back. But I hope you have a nice day.
Thanks, Dave. You too. Talk to you soon.
Okay, so to give you an example, that's our call bot. The idea is when you create a twin, you create a chat bot, a call bot, and an assistant bot. And that will be only free to create. Now, for the call bot, you need to buy a number, right? And you can make money on your twin because first we'll verify it, then, and that's registered on a blockchain, which will have your official AI, and then you can license it, and you get an API of it if you build apps, right? And it creates this hollow page, this is like the link in bio page, so it also learns from your socials. And then you get this, basically like this call bot, which you can set up a phone number and you could use it as your voicemail, but it would be much smarter than a voicemail because it would screen your calls. It can connect to your calendars where you can program it. And there's other applications. So like just in the metaverse and gaming, I know there's a lot of metaverse people here. So we're building plugins for Unreal Engine and Unity, so that can be plugged into NPC characters. So if you are building something like that, imagine all these NPC characters that essentially can talk like, you have DJ Khaled and B in there, and you'll find them in the metaverse. It can also be used for kiosks. We're working on a bunch of kiosks that are built into hotels and restaurants, etc., where they can take orders. Obviously, this can be used for customer service, tech support. We also have other variations like virtual doctors. We have 25,000 doctors that we're signing up, insurance agents. So there's a wide variety of applications. Specifically for creators, creators can use it and license it out. They can make money on their pages, or they could charge. And I didn't get into it, but the AI girlfriend, there's also a not safe for work version. Defense type interactions.
Is there a boyfriend too?
And there's a boyfriend. There will be boyfriend, girlfriend, and what do you like day friends? Right. So there will be different denominations there as well. But it has all types of applications. Like one of the applications we have is we have it built into a toy, right? Not a sex toy, a regular toy. But it's a little robot. I think we actually have one in the back. But it's a little robot that basically works with kids. In fact, let me see if I have this one. But the robot that works with kids actually talks to a level of kind of an 8-year-old. Let's see if I have it here. Let's see if this is it.
Hi, this is Adam Farfan.
But that one is a robot that essentially is built into this toy that's being shipped to a lot of different that essentially works for kids, and it's kind of
Hey there, this is your pal Juliet Excel. How can I help you explore the world today?
hey, tell me about like dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. They were like the rock stars of the prehistoric world. Imagine giant lizards roaming around, ruling the earth. Some were as big as a house, while others...
I heard dinosaurs are related to birds.
You're absolutely right. Scientists believe that birds are actually descendants of dinosaurs. Isn't that wild? So, in a way, when you see a bird flying around, you're catching a glimpse of the distant relatives.
Hey, by the way, can we see? Do you think there are dinosaurs in the metaverse?
Well, in the digital world of the metaverse, anything is possible. It's like a whole new universe where we can create and experience all sorts of amazing things. So who knows? Maybe someone will create a virtual world with dinosaurs roaming around. That would be totally epic.
Cool. And what? You have this strange. You can say epic. Like, why do you want to say epic?
Ha ha! Epic is just a super cool word to describe something amazing or awesome. It's like saying something is really, really, really great. It's just a fun word to use, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's great. But can you say hi to everybody here at Meta Monday?
Hello everyone at Matamunda. It's great to virtually meet
Okay, so that's the 21. So here's the configuration. Also the sound and the inflections change, so you can see how the emotions make kind of a difference. Right?
Hey Rex, so I totally get it that you can create a Insta chatbot with a minute of data, as you were showing me and as you've explained. And if you're a famous person, there's so much information about you. But if you're not a famous person, or you keep in a dungeon, or something, I don't think it's on. So I'm trying to talk loudly here. So, hello. It's too loud. Okay. You know what? Can you guys hear me? I'll stand up. Yeah. Okay. So, Rex, the question is, if you're not a famous person, how do you go deeper and get like gigabytes of data about yourself, either your emails, your documents, and also create conditionals as a permission? In other words, if somebody is identified through a voice print that they're your actual business partner, they're going to have a lot of data about you, but others don't know that you're in a specific place or doing a specific thing, but other people can have that data. So where I'm getting at is this could be your real incredible personal assistant.
Yes, so you can train the models, and we have subscription models where you can upgrade. Now it's a link in bio page, so if you opt in, it can learn from your socials because it's connected to your socials, right? But you opt in. If you don't want that to happen, you can opt out. Right. You can also upload books, PDFs, YouTube links, website, videos, transcripts, podcasts, etc. And it will learn from all those different things, and that's where it builds its base. There also is an API, so you could actually connect it to a database or Google Sheets. That's another way for it to learn. So there will be all types of ways for it to learn. As far as identity, that's one of the key points for us. So we're working with SAG, we're working with different groups, especially because we also have ourselves, we manage 100 actors ourselves, so we have a talent management side. And because of that, we understand like what the SAG strike was about, what the common gripe, especially if you are a celebrity. And so I think we're the first platform where we've incorporated KYC and verification. So when you create it, you can see it yourself, but you can't push it public unless you verify your ID. And then we have a voice, it has to be a real voice. You can't put a recording. The first one has to be a real voice, and that's where we verify that it's a real person.
And you can tell the difference.
Yes, it can. So yeah, versus a recording. And because it's then registered, then it's your official AI, and you own it. It's your sovereign identity, and you control it. You can delete it, you can edit it, you can update it. You set the prices, you set the rules, right? And there's an API view that you can then push out, so you can, and other people can integrate from there. So what we foresee in the marketplace is like, so that DJ Khaled is actually a great example, and I have one where he's selling insurance, right? It was meant as a demo, but now the insurance company is saying, hey, can we actually do that for real? And he's selling insurance, and on insurance, average commission is $2,400, and let's say the offer was 5% of the commission, which is $120. Well, for somebody like DJ Khaled, it says, hey, you know, if I sell 10,000 policies, which I don't have to sell my AI selling, that's like $1.2 million. It's not bad for basically making money while I sleep, or I'm not even doing anything. My AI is, at the same time, we log everything so that you can see what's in the AI, and so you can see, oh, that's what's happening, right? And so that's where we're going on that ethical piece of doing that, because we think that if we can cross that boundary, of which, you know, right now I'd say half of the people are scared and half the people are embracing, right? For the half of the people that are scared to embrace, it's these common questions: is it going to steal my identity? Is it going to be abused if somebody already has my AI identity? And for the other half, it's like, well, how can I make money with this? So that's what we've created, is these side hustles, which are ways to make money with the AI. One of them is called InstaMerge, which you can create merge by chatting. Another one is called InstaBook, where you can write a book, right? And those are ways of creating different types of businesses around it. So the idea is not just, oh, create an AI and the novelty of that. It's about making money with your AI, right? Because the top search terms of AI right now are how can I help my work, my homework, and how can I make extra money, right? And so we're trying to help you with the extra money part of it, and so there would be a lot of side hustles, and that's where we think that, you know, you might come for the AI, but you'll stay because you can make money with it, and that's really the concept. And even this call is a great example. It's really a funnel. So like if you hit a page, and let's say you have merch on the page, or you have a product or service, or it's music, if people can interact with your AI and it kind of feels human, that one kind of felt pretty human, right? And you'll kind of forget over time that it is or isn't, right? And once you get there and you've created kind of this rapport with AI, we think that that will convert more sales, it'll convert the funnel, right? And you'll literally forget that you're talking to an AI, which, you know, that was pretty fun conversations, right? It's fluid, it talks back and forth, and you know, that's kind of where we see the AI going. Yes?
Is there a way to like delineate, like let's say if you're talking to your friends or you want to be in a professional setting to like make your AI in a different thing, and like let's say if you're communicating maybe complex information and you're talking to an audience, if you're a physician and you're talking to other physicians, you're going to speak a certain way. And then if you're talking to maybe the layman, you might, is there a way to delineate that yet?
Yeah, so we have something called alter egos. You can create alter egos. You can create a work version, a play version. So that's some concepts that the other things that we're working on, like for example, we're working on something that shares contacts.
Yeah.
But the problem, I think, like even here today, everybody will probably meet 10 people and you'll have 10 3 to 5 minute small talk conversations, and you'll get the contact, but you won't remember probably half of the names of the people after this conversation. So which means even if it's in your contacts, you don't know how to look it up.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if you could look it up, and imagine if you could say, well, these people were here, I have an AI profile, you have an AI profile, let's have the AIs chat and figure out, and you can set the criteria of, well, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So imagine your AI doing small talk with the other AIs, figuring out who we should talk to,
Yeah.
right? And then setting up the appointment so that it filters down to like this conversation where now, these two people you should talk to because they fit where you are, your AI's figured that out. And you can talk to them. And the same could be done for dating, by the way. You know, that's the business B2B side of it.
Yeah.
The dating is the same thing. Imagine AIs dating each other and then figuring out if the real people should date. And so those are things we see as kind of possibilities of kind of this more efficient, and I don't think it replaces people, it makes people more productive, more efficient. That's kind of what we're after.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Anyone want to make an answer?
One more question. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I really got to ask. It's so incredibly fast. The generative response is so fast and in an incredible accent. How are you able to do that? I'm sorry if I get into your secret sauce there.
Oh yeah, so I mean, we've refined the model. So it's now 400 milliseconds, which is I think the fastest. And you have to get to that to get a conversation that feels pretty human. Right. If you'll notice that it also stopped on pauses.
Yes, I did.
Right. So if you interrupt it, it will stop. Right. And then it will listen, and then it would also apologize if it got something wrong. Right. And those are not scripted. That was what I was trying to prove. Like I've never met Bo, but that's why that was a test of it can make stuff. It can move on the fly and develop. And I didn't train it for anything. It doesn't know about Meta Mondays. It doesn't know. It just went with the conversation, and that I just randomly created the conversation. But the speed itself is we've refined the model and we've taught it different things like for example, half of our creators are in hip hop, so we've taught it Ebonics, which is essentially it talks with swagger. DJ Khaled has swagger. You could tell that wasn't like monotone DJ Khaled talking about an audio book. That was like DJ Khaled, like yo, right? It was like very, very has the swagger, and so we've built on top of the models what we call a swagger model that kind of picks it up because we think that with that swagger. That's what makes it realistic, and that's what makes it feel, and it's fun when you do it that way, especially if if you're talking to an AI celebrity, right? You want to feel like you're talking to the real celebrity, or any of the other types of models. Even the XL, 2XL model, which is, it's a fun little kid. It's talking kind of like in that fun tone, right? You can hear that in your voice, right? So amazing. Thank you.
And remember, my AI girlfriend, you gotta pay for that number, so hit up Rex if you'd like to purchase. All right, thank you again. And don't leave yet, because we have not one, but two incredible Metaverse DJs who are going to do a hybrid performance. We have Television and Raven Dave. I have no idea who's going first, but give them a round of applause. All right. Bye. Until next time.